Alright, I'm doing a VOD review for Cubs. Not really for you, actually. It's like a review of your video, but it's really for me to sort of get practice reviewing, get practice like thinking about the game.
It's a long season, my man.
Silence already did one. He probably did a better job than I will. But maybe he mentioned different things. I didn't read his text thing because it's super long and like it's over a bunch of different messages. It's like hard to read through after the fact.
Let me get on a little charge here, and then I'll give you bubble.
This is a good thing that you're doing.
I have bubble for you whenever you want.
Stand too far in front of shield. Good job throwing the shield on the Rhine. Okay.
Bubble in 4.
This is already where things start going wrong. Not going wrong, but this is the first instance of your biggest problem, I think, which is that you have way too much dead time. There's so much time throughout this game where you actually just don't have any impact. Because right now you're 65 charge, there's a shit ton of spam coming at you. You could, like, as soon as you press shift and stand in front of this Torb turret, you're going to be at 100 charge. And you're just thinking right now I need to pay attention to this Reinhardt and spam the shield down when you don't realize that 2 of your teammates are flanking. This Lucio's way out of position. There's a Torb turret over here that's within range of right clicks, and there's a Mercy around the corner. I don't know if that's tunnel vision. I don't know if that's you not recognizing if, like, I don't know if you're tunneling on this Ryan or if you actually just, like, aren't even looking over there or, like, what? I don't know. I guess I don't know if it's tunnel vision or if it's autopilot, but it's a huge problem because as a super high charge Zarya, you can basically control the pace of the game entirely on your own. Like, the Rhine starts swinging at you, but you back up instead of just saying, okay, I'm full charge, go, 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 and then going. And if you go into that hotel on the left, you still have line of sight on the Mercy, you still have line of sight on this Rhine, and he has to either go over to deal with you, in which case your team has an opportunity to go in, or he has to stay there. I know that's kind of awkward as a general movement because you sort of leave your team, but when nothing's happening, you have to make something happen. And as a full charge Zarya, it's super easy to make something happen.
Focus this hog out of position.
Good call out.
Ah, shit, I meant to give it someone
Shield
else.
was a little late, but he pushed in front of the shield to make good use of it. Okay. This is definitely tunnel vision. Mercy flies back behind you. If Mercy flies back behind you, that means she's flying to something behind you. So now there's a Mercy and something else behind you. Mercy's the highest priority target on their team, probably. Maybe Roadhog is, but I mean, no one else is shooting at this Roadhog, right? So having to get this kill all by yourself when you're out of ammo, kind of a pain. Much easier to just turn around and kill the stuff that everyone else is shooting at. Then keep shooting at the Roadhog. You guys still get the kills, but like, I don't think
Alright,
that's a good
Graviton.
move on your part. Yeah. And I guess like you have Grav only because you farmed that Roadhog for ult.
No, you.
But it doesn't really matter if you have Grav if like the Mercy stays alive long enough.
Punish the soldier, punish the soldier.
So like, I don't know. Just like when you see Mercy fly across like that, like she's ball deep in your team, you kind of want to get that kill.
Yeah, sorry. Sometimes I have pushed the top, but sometimes I leave it open.
And I don't think you were like sort of fully focusing on that. I think you were like just now when you were shooting at the Lucio, I feel like you were thinking about something else somewhat. Because if you had just thrown a right click, you would have gotten that kill. So, this is going to be a long series of times where I absolutely hate what your Reinhardt does. I don't think he's a Reinhardt player, but regardless, he shouldn't ever play Reinhardt. Or if he does play Reinhardt, he needs to like just take 10 seconds and think about how to play Reinhardt properly, because this is not it. You can't stand in the middle of the choke shielding saying I need healing when there's cover immediately to your left, there's a health pack immediately to your left, and there's actually no reason to be shielding because you're not blocking any damage. Just everything about this situation with this Reinhardt is wrong, and I despise it with every fiber of my being. But yeah, you kind of take too long to recognize that Lucio can be punished. The Reinhardt, honestly, he's just such a feeder there. He could have just stood over here and gotten healed up by your Ana, but whatever. You kind of take way too long to recognize that Lucio. Let's see, where is it? Okay, it's like here-ish. Okay. As soon as you hear that sound, right? The sound, you can like hear it go like psh, across your screen. That's when you start shooting. So if you start shooting at him when he's right here, he's moving in a straight line. He's so easy to track. And you can 100% of the time get that kill. Maybe not 100, but 99. Instead, you wait till he's like so close to you that he's really hard to track. And he gets the boop on your Ryan. And then at this point, like, you're still not getting this kill, right?
I'm gonna die.
So the Lucio gets out after
Punish.
basically killing your Ryan, honestly, because he booped him. It was just really
I have
awkward.
Graviton. Where we have the combo with it.
And then also you get so flustered, and this is also what I'm talking about with dead time. Because this entire time here, when you're like shooting at the, or you're not shooting at the Lucio, I guess. But like the whole time where you're like, quote unquote, dealing with this Lucio, you could be forward and like applying pressure because you're 80 charge.
Push the top,
Like
but sometimes
here,
I leave it open.
you could be more forward because you don't, like, your job as a 90 charge Zarya isn't to throw shields on people. It's to apply pressure and like deal damage and make space like that. But like you stop spamming this Ryan shield. But like if you're forward and being aggressive, it gives your Reinhardt room to back up. Yeah, you can like go forward and like peek that corner, like this corner of the library or bookstore. Peek that corner and just like bounce in and out from around the corner, and you can get
punish.
lots of damage in on their shield. And if he has to drop shield at all, then you get lots of damage in on their people.
I have Graviton. Where we have the combo with it.
I can combo with you, kind of.
Okay.
And like your spacing is really awkward because like you're neither in nor out, but you're also not really playing cover. Like right now, I actually hate this positioning so much because you're just completely in the open. Whereas if you took like 10 steps to the left and just stood behind this wall, like in this box right here, you would still do just the same amount of damage, but you'd be out of line of sight of the Torb turret. The soldier would have a much harder time shooting you, and you can just like peek around this corner and like throw a right click. There's no reason not to, and you die because of it. You actually might clean up that grav if you don't stand in the open like that. So that's a strict positioning problem on your part. This Genji gets way too aggro. I don't know how you don't get more energy off of that, but whatever. And like, you do this weird thing where like, I get that you're being pushed back by Whole Hog, but instead of being pushed straight back, you can move over to this area right here, where you're just not in line of sight of the enemies anymore. Like you just need to make good use of it. Whoa, I didn't turn on pencil again. Or cursor again. Like if you're standing over there, as soon as this Whole Hog ends, you can be in a position to apply pressure and whatnot. Instead, you have to take this super long walk back to the choke, during which time you get hooked, and you probably should have died. And then again, like you're not really playing your corners effectively. That was a really good shield. That was a good dodge. Your spacing in general is just kind of uncomfortable. You sort of stay in this range where you're not
Ryan behind.
quite close enough to do effective, consistent damage, but you're not really far enough to avoid damage completely. And you also don't really need to be avoiding damage completely because you super high charge and like you have healers on you and whatnot. Also, you just completely beef that. Like, just walk at him. You don't need to be shooting because, like, realistically, a better Reinhardt actually would have killed you there.
I've almost got Graviton again.
Fucking Reinhardt does this so much where he just stands up forward with half health, holding shield, saying anything. Okay, wait. I'm just gonna cover how to take that Reinhardt fight. You just walk forward at him. Once you get close enough, you throw a right click. Maybe you tap left click to like just give him the impression that he absolutely cannot put down shield. And then because he moves slower with the shield and he's backing up, you'll just close the gap on him naturally. This is really good pressure that you're applying. And it's you do good you do a good thing where once you start reloading, you pop your shield so that you can reload safely. However, you back way too far up. And this actually just comes down to the fact that you're not playing your cover as well as you could.
I have Graviton.
You're still 90 charge. You still have healers on you. You had a Reinhardt with you till he died. But I just want to point out sort of this angle that you're at. You're very far away from this corner. It might not feel like it, but you're actually pretty much just in the middle of the choke. This distance here needs to be smaller. Like, it actually just needs to be smaller, because the smaller it is, the closer you're able to, the less back that you have to go. If you're standing right against this wall, you're behind cover. It doesn't matter how far forward or back you are. If you're standing right against the wall, you're behind cover. Which means that you actually have to walk out in front of the wall in order to get LOS on the enemies. But like, you take basically one step, you're fully out of cover. You take one step, you're fully in cover, which is really good for you because you step forward, throw a right click, back. Step forward, throw a right click, back. Or you can sort of decide exactly what angle you want with very little movement. So like, if you want to just shoot at this guy, you can like position yourself on this wall in such a way so that you can just shoot this guy. But because of how far away from the wall you are, you basically get all or nothing because you have to make such huge sweeping movements in order to change your angle consistently. And so in order to take cover, you have to back way far up, but you're at 90% grav. So if you just get this grav right now and throw it, you get this point for free. Because if you had grav, okay, if you grav right now, you always capture this checkpoint. I don't care if like they burn every single ult, they physically cannot get to the point fast enough to stop it.
Use it.
Definitely should
Now we
grab.
need it here. This is a fight we can win.
I know it's a fight you can win, but it's not a fight you're going to win because they haven't used ults in like 3 minutes. Like, they actually hadn't burned anything for like 3 minutes. You recognize your mistake, but
My bad.
I don't know if you get why it was a mistake. And it just comes down to the fact that you rolled through second phase without them using any ults. I don't even think they used that much during first point. So they definitely had literally every ult. Maybe they didn't have Molten Core. Actually, no, I think they had Molten Core. I think they actually had every ult except for maybe Res because they burned it second. I have no idea how you guys come back and win this.
Good fight, guys.
That shouldn't realistically happen. Maybe you landed a huge shatter. You burned Shatter and Blade, so you probably landed a huge Shatter. Definitely you wanted to burn that grab.
Get this Lucio who's out of position. Nice.
Again, not dealing with Lucio fast enough. Because he got the kill on the
Roadhog's in the horseshoe.
You call it Roadhog and Horseshoe, but you don't actually deal with it. And potentially gets a hook.
That's what feels bad, man.
Is Reinhardt throwing again? Needs to block that Shatter. Lucio gets the boop on the Roadhog, which is actually sick. But definitely, like, once you call that out, you either need to go deal with the Roadhog or just keep an eye out for it, because as Zarya, your job is to shield the hooks. The Burning Visor for
Back up.
Fall back.
Okay. You're neither falling back and regrouping, nor are you applying pressure. And you're in this really awkward space where if this soldier runs around the corner, you're super dead. I don't think he's going to, but he definitely could. Like, that Ana probably should have been dead.
Yeah, keep it on
that soldier was
speed,
better.
dude, since we don't actually need healing bad.
It's just so awkward. Again, if you're super far away from this corner, you're basically putting yourself as far away from possible as cover as you could. Because, like, if you were just standing closer to this wall, if you needed to take cover, you could. But right now, if you need to take cover, you actually just can't. Really good grab. I have no idea how your Ryan fucked that up. But it was a really good grab.
Because Ryan's super low. Ryan's super low behind.
And then now you're like spacing yourself in such a way so that you actually just don't do damage to the enemy. But like, why are you even that far away when you can just hug this corner? Like, being this far away is the same as being in like melee range for them because of the range of their heroes. Because like they're running the main damage coming at you is Soldier 76, right? So it doesn't actually matter if you're there or there. But like if you're here, you can just hug the corner. So I don't know. That just felt super awkward. And then also because of that, it takes you so long to walk back to shield this Genji. I don't think he's ever gonna die in that situation. But if he did, it'd be 100% your fault. And then you also waste like half your clip on this Mei, which sort of comes back to similar to when you were shooting at the Rhine shield when he was like alone and low. Don't shoot at stuff when it's not gonna do damage. Like, I get it if you're shooting at a Rhine shield just to break the shield, but Mei's completely invulnerable. She's never going to take any damage in that situation. And you just burn your clip to the point where you're not, like, this is still downtime. Like, you're still not having any impact right now. You're only at 30% ult, where you definitely could be at, like, 75 if you were just, like, playing your cover in such a way so that you could get more done. And then again, you're spacing, like, this soldier's shooting at you, but you're not shooting at him because you just can't. You're still spaced super awkward. Still spaced super awkward. And then not only was your spacing weird to where like there was stuff that was dealing damage to you where you couldn't deal damage to it, but you were also just wide in the open. Like right here you have absolutely no cover whatsoever. This is the most out of cover you can possibly be. Whereas if you were just physically closer to this, like you're equidistant to both of these doors, which means that everything in this door and everything in the other door can shoot you. Whereas if you're just like in this door, only stuff at this door can shoot you. Or if you're just in the other door, only stuff at the other door can shoot you. But like you don't even know if there's going to be stuff in the other door, so you should definitely just be in this door so that you can deal with this stuff. And then you take cover in here behind the visor, which is fine, but there's a Mercy to your right that you can just, that like you can actually hear, but you're not dealing with it. And instead you're shooting at this Lucio that like you're not hitting because he's like juking you out and shit. But like you actually see the Mercy go in there and like you can see the Mercy beam healing here. But like you're just having no impact right now. Like your hero doesn't exist at this point. Still doesn't exist. Still doesn't exist. Okay, now you threw a shield, but you didn't get any energy, so it still doesn't exist. Now you're having impact again. But like 2 of your teammates died in that time. And it was just because you're not trying hard enough to do stuff, and you're not recognizing like what you can do. And now you're just trying to farm ult off this hog, which is good, I guess, but this fight's kind of already dead.
Oh, I got booted off. God fucking damn it.
Although you're just gonna get mad dash resets.
Bank.
I definitely felt like if you were sort of paying better attention to what you could be to the enemy, if you just like had better spacing and chose not to bury yourself in a corner, you would have gotten the grab faster. Probably would have gotten the grab before the Rhine died, actually, like before your Rhine died, and you would have just wiped them with that grab. I don't know how he whiffs that shatter because their shield wasn't up, but whatever. I just hate this guy's Reinhardt overall. And then again, like you're running in and like trying to get close to the enemy, but the soldier was right there. I don't know how the Lucio gets the kill, but like the soldier was right there. Because like during that entire time you were walking, you actually just weren't shooting stuff. And you actually even went the wrong way around the cart.
Nice work. Annoying to play Ryan.
I think you need to sort of change the way you think of engagements, where you just want to have maximum impact for the maximum amount of the time. Don't try to think about it in terms of surviving. Don't try to think about it in terms of doing damage. Just try to think about it in terms of you always want to be doing something. And then your like what cover you choose is all based around that. So like how you play your cover, how you time your aggression. You want to be having some kind of impact, especially when you're high charge.
Widow? What do you want to play?
Because every second that you're not dealing damage is a second that you're not getting ult.
Ryan.
And like getting ult a few seconds later
What do you
can
want?
be the difference between winning and
I
losing.
don't care.
I'm gonna skip this a bit. I don't even know if I want to do defense,
I don't know. I'm not a big fan.
because it basically boils down to like your team gets carried by the Widow.
Never mind.
Oh, they have a,
You're still not playing cover
Running Winston
properly.
Ryan as their
It's like you stood in the dead center of the choke, and like you don't know if they have an Ana or not. And if I was the enemy team, as soon as I see you stand there, I throw the sleep. If you don't shield fast enough, then you get slept. Or I would like wait for you to shield because obviously you're gonna bubble. I'd wait for the bubble to come out, then as soon as the bubble goes down, I sleep. So like, you don't know that there's no CC on their team. You potentially can get super punished by that. Or like a good Roadhog will just right click your shield and hook you, and there's 65. You lose this point instantly. You're also isolating yourself from your team a ton here, and you're also not playing cover. So you're creating this situation where like you're sort of like it feels like you're behind cover, I guess, because like there's this big obstruction on your screen that like feels sort of covery, but you're still in full line of sight of the choke. Like the whole enemy team can see you. And I mean, like most of them are dead because your Widow's going nuts, but like you're actually just not behind cover, and you also don't have LOS on your team. Good finish on the Reinhardt, but like, I don't know. Also, just shoot to the right more there. Like if the soldier's on the right, shoot right. I don't know what else to say. You do that a lot though, where like you stand in exactly the middle of the choke. Or not even in the middle of the choke, but like the middle of the space where you're as far as from cover as possible. Still playing the left cover, which is just really awkward because like you're just isolated from your team. And like it's better than in the middle, but like it's still not as good as on the right. And like, so you walk over there thinking there's a health pack, but like you don't even check if there's a health pack. Like, you kind of want to use your eyes a bit more there. And like stuff is happening on your right, I think. It's just so awkward. Like if there's a Winston that jumps in, getting to this Winston is going to be so hard for you. Or if like someone just sprints through, like getting to them is going to be so difficult for you. Like right now, see, there's a Winston in, but like you can't deal with it, and like you can't shield. Obviously he gets roasted by the Roadhog, but like, I don't know, that just felt like a really poor thing from you. And there's stuff on your left, like that soldier can, a better soldier's gonna land like 10 headshots and then right click you and you're just dead. Like you're playing this like you have a Reinhardt.
My god, I'm struggling to build
You don't.
so bad.
You're struggling to build charge partially because they're not pushing, but mostly because where you're standing, you're just not able to see what is coming at. Like you're not able to see what's happening to your teammates very effectively. That's a good shield. That's also a good shield. Call out that you're chasing this Reinhardt, because right now, again, like this, it doesn't feel like downtime, but this is actually downtime. And like, I actually don't even know how you got grabbed because you weren't really doing much.
Winston's gonna jump soon.
I guess it's been like 2 minutes 15. So like,
Okay.
makes sense that you have grab. They're just like doing chip damage and like spam.
I have grab, but we don't really have anything to combo with. How far are you from
I guess it's
Mohawk?
okay that you were being that aggressive because they don't have CC. Like they're not running hook, they're not running sleep, they're not running flash. So like especially here, this is actually pretty good.
Usually whenever I just walk up into them and left
Yeah, like they don't have any
do a lot of
stuns.
damage.
But I guess you just need to recognize. I mean, if you're doing it because they have no stuns, then like,
Oh jeez, that was a terrible ult. God damn it.
but, like I generally feel like you're not respecting their damage enough.
There are shit ults and then there was that.
Definitely wanted to shield there so you could get energy. You very much tunnel vision on this space. The grab wasn't even like it was bad, yeah, but it traded for Transcendence, so it's not even that big a deal. It's a much bigger deal that people get into your backline and you don't even turn to acknowledge it, and you just stay here and put yourself in a very vulnerable position.
Oh no.
I don't think the grab was that big a deal, because if like you just throw your grab and go, okay, I fucked up, I wasted grab, like you can win that fight without grab. So theoretically winning the fight with a bad grab is still winnable,
That's on
right?
me, that's a really bad ult.
Oh, no problem.
As soon as the grab sucks, you need to be like, okay, this grab sucks, I'm leaving. And then just leave. Because your team wasn't there. So like,
Hold it.
just
hold
dip
it,
scene and
hold
like
it.
go help your
Oh,
team.
we can't.
That's alright.
But like you stayed in the line of fire for way too long. And then by the time you wanted to back up, your team was already dead, and yeah, like you just created so much time where you just had no impact again. It's good
Feed me
finish.
all, big
You
boy.
get so greedy here. Okay, so the Winston actually plays this really well, just pushes you into the choke, but you don't shield. Like, Their whole team is
I have
there.
my ult.
You just need the shield. And then like get to cover. And you're thinking like, okay, I'm gonna shoot this Winston, but you let him just push you around
Take care of that Genji.
instead of forcing him to push you like into cover. Because if you're actively walking towards cover and making it so that he can't just like put the angle on the Winston, or like get it so that your angle on the Winston is such that he has to push you into cover instead of out of cover. Like make it hard for that Winston to do that, because the Winston actually killed you with his ult. And you're thinking like, okay, just feed me ult. You're thinking feed me grav, but like he actually killed you. Like, I don't know what you shielded so that you didn't have your shield there. Oh, you shielded the Roadhog. Okay. The way you make the call on whether or not to shield here is very simple. Roadhog's health, full. Doesn't need a shield. And right there, you need the shield.
My ultimate is charging.
Right now, I'd probably peek this corner a little more. This is good that you're applying pressure to the Winston and like trying to punish him for being out of position. The bad thing is the way you're doing it, because you're standing actually just in the middle of the choke right now. Like everything that's in the choke can see you, everything that's in the choke can see you, everything in the choke can see you, still can see you, still can see you. There's nothing in the choke right there, but like a Soldier 76 probably should have been standing there. And the fact that he wasn't is a huge deal. Or like the fact that potentially if he was, like you could have died is a huge deal. Because you could have done the exact same thing, but instead of being in the middle, you could have just been right up against that, pressed up against that wall, where nothing in the choke can shoot you. And that just comes down to like playing your cover. You also wanted to be looking for grav faster. Like once you get to like 80% grav, you want to start looking for it. So like you're at 95 here. Actually, okay, this is another thing. Recognize when you have high ult. Like when you're close to your ult. Right? 87, 90. Right here, you need to be thinking, I'm going to be hyper aggressive so that I can get this grab and shut down their enemy team before we get Dragon Bladed. And if you're not thinking that, you need to be thinking, I'm going to shut down this Dragon Blade. The way you shut down a Dragon Blade is not by shielding the person with 600 HP before he takes any damage. Genji's never going to go for Roadhog with Dragon Blade. He just has too much health. Like, it takes too many swings. He's going to go for a squishy. If you shield a squishy, it takes 2 swings for the Dragon Blade to go through it. And then 2 more swings to get the kill before you can get the dash reset. So you have potentially 4 swings to get that kill. And furthermore, even if you don't get that kill, like that's half the Dragon Blade wasted on one person or spent on one person. But if you shield the Roadhog, you barely get anything.
We got Graviton here.
And like definitely you wanted to be looking for that grab a little faster. Because you said I had Graviton,
here.
you saw the window. No, I'm too forward now. Okay. Right there, that's the grab. You missed it. Like that split second was the difference between getting a good grab and not getting a good grab. Because you didn't get the mercy.
So as a soldier, how necessary is it that I stay with the rest of the team?
Perseverance is the key.
Your team somehow goes through. Your Widow probably killed everyone again. But, yeah, I don't know.
Die in the card if we can.
Oh, yeah. Okay. He didn't actually win the fight.
Oh, we don't have a mercy.
Yeah, you're
No,
definitely
no, it
right.
doesn't
And I
matter.
hate that
You're
everyone
just
is saying
staggering
that.
out, right? You're buying
That everyone
time.
seems that you can only die on card if like you have mercy. Whatever. Yeah, I mean it was just really awkward overall. The main problem I would actually say comes down to the fact that
Yeah, watch when you shoot that.
you didn't recognize you were close to ult and just didn't get it fast enough. And then also you put yourself in a position where you can't really shield your teammates effectively. Because you were like in no man's land in the middle of the space. Like you're still in the middle of space. Like you're far away from the cover, you're still far away from the cover, still far away from cover. You're still not hugging the wall, now you're hugging the wall. But you just go through the thing. Like you're having no impact still no impact. Still doing nothing. You go for the flank on the Mercy, but you have 11 charge and your tracking is not that good. Like there's no way you get this kill. And she just burned res, so like there's no way she even has it. Getting the kill on the Mercy is not
They're
that
down
important.
a
What is
healer.
important is protecting your teammates. So like now you're finally having impact. But it took you so long to get charge. And like it took you so long to even be in a situation where you could get charge. And then again, like you're not playing the cover, you're still not playing the cover. Like look how far away you are from cover right now. If you wanted to take cover, it would take you a good second and a half to get there. And by that time you're dead. Also, the Roadhog ult pushed them away. So just let them be far away. Like Winston's a close range hero, Mercy's healing him. But like he's not doing anything. And he's not that low. But there are like people behind you who are super high threat. And you're still tunneling this Mercy, but like who gives a care? Like who cares about the Mercy right now? Just like res doesn't matter unless you get kills. And you're not making it so that you're even able to get kills. Like right now you're just counting on your team to carry you and get kills. Because you're tunneling on this Mercy so hard. I'm actually surprised you even survived through that. That's a sick one. I don't know. I actually don't really feel like you. Okay. You didn't play defense very well, and it really came down to your use of cover because when you don't have a Rhine shield, you need to play cover a lot better. And like you just weren't. And you're putting also a lot more pressure on your healers to keep you healed up if you're not playing cover effectively. Like playing heals in like a GM game is way easier than playing heals in gold because people just don't take damage. Like it's got nothing to do with protection. It's got nothing to do with your teammates' ability to get kills. Like they actually just don't take as much damage because they play cover effectively. And yeah, what the heck is this? Okay, whatever. Yeah, and like your use of cover is by far your biggest problem, and it's by far the thing that if you improve will have the most impact because you'll die less and you'll have less downtime. And it really comes down to just stand close to the cover that you're using. Hug that wall and it'll just reduce your downtime and you'll put out more damage because you're just doing damage for more of the time. And like, yeah. I mean, there are other problems, but that is by far the biggest one. Because it means that half the game you're not doing anything. It's kind of unfortunate. But easy thing to fix. So good luck with your games. Good luck with your team. And yeah.